Okay, someone looks like they're excited for this next episode.
I am really excited.
No, I meant that legitimately.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe that was just like a little dig.
Why? Just because 90% of the time I'm sarcastic.
You're looking tired, a little rough around the edges today, but you're here.
Well, that's one good thing about radio, Hillary, is no one can see us.
Thank goodness. Because today we would lose all our viewers.
It would be bad. And I'm saying that on both ends.
But we're here.
And we have a really fun guest who's from Rutherford and a great friend of both of ours. So, stay tuned.
Cheers. Hello, everybody.
Hi there, Hillary.
And happy birthday, America. It's our July episode.
Well, that's your favorite holiday, right?
Well, no, I'm definitely a Christmas gal, but I love a fireworks sesh.
Of course, especially if they're pink and sparkly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I love a finale, it warms my soul.
Of course it does.
But we have a really fun guest today who also warms my soul.
Wow. And he's also sparkly. In aura and in
I like
complexion.
That. Okay, I like that. Oh. And this guest I actually met through you.
That's true, because I have all the cool friends.
You do. That's the only way I meet new people nowadays.
Well, as long as you realize.
You're to thank for it.
I'm here to help.
Thank you.
Would you like to introduce her?
I do. So we have an awesome guest who not only family farms in Rutherford, just down the road from you, she also is a business owner, entrepreneur, speaks multiple languages, and she's just really nice.
Kind of a triple threat. She does it all.
Aww,
yeah.
Guys, stop.
So welcome, Margaret.
Thank you.
Margaret Trainor, a Rutherford local, a German business owner.
Yeah, soon to be just an American business owner. Happiest day of my life. Yeah, no, I'm so excited to be here. Yeah. Thanks for having me. Although technically, we met through your dad, so your dad knows all the cool people. To be fair, I think I was like 4 when we met.
Very accurate. Well, let's hear about your first memory of my dad.
Of your dad?
Yeah.
I can't say I've got a specific memory, but I do know I told you this earlier. He let me ride his tractor.
It's pretty impressive.
He let me sit on his tractor.
Yeah, Gary doesn't let many people sit on tractors without a purpose.
I was very cute, so...
That's a good purpose.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was definitely a highlight for me.
I'm glad.
Strong.
And look at you now.
Look at me now. This is the last time I've been on a tractor.
This is awesome. Well, Margaret, I've known you for a long time, and our families farmed right next to each other, and my dad, of course, took care of your family little vineyard there, which is a really exciting new story, but not new. A new wines from an old vineyard, which is what I like to say. Mm-hmm. The vineyard's been around since like 1969 when your grandpa planted it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh my god, I love that. Did you read that from my notes?
I stole your mom's notes.
Yeah. So.
And there's like some new interesting life being breathed into it, and we're really interested to hear about it and to look through some podcasts. Some police blotters.
Yeah, I feel like the police blotter is definitely going to be like core for this conversation, but
well, we are doing November 2023.
Oh,
and we're also doing November 2019 and 2019 in honor of when your company was founded.
Oh my god, that's so thoughtful, actually. Did I get the 2019 ones?
I'll give them to you.
Oh, interesting. Okay, cool.
I pre-highlighted them for you, but feel free to go off script.
I see. Okay, so do we start with the blotter, or is this...
I think we're doing a lot.
There's no rhyme or reason, so if you find one that sparks your interest, we can absolutely start there.
Yeah,
and it looks like you found one.
You mean report of a crazy pigeon attacking people on Adams Street?
That's a good one.
I gotta say, so I now live in New York City, and I don't think that would make it in a New York City place.
That's like an hourly occurrence?
No, that's like a minute. Every second, there's a crazy pigeon.
So the question is, what's worse, the rats or the pigeons?
I mean, pigeons are the rats of the sky, you know? So I have a soft spot for the rats of New York. I know. I just have this belief that they're like have a little society down there, like Ratatouille kind of vibe. So I'd say pigeons.
Okay.
Rats of the sky.
I keep thinking of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but Master Splinter down there.
You know how I feel about the rats, so.
Big fan. Well, we know how the
Dr.
rats feel about you.
Traps along my back fence right now.
Yeah. Actually, this is a fun story about our vineyard. We have a mole in our lawn. So, lots of wildlife up there.
Wow.
You really are in the nature.
We are. Yeah, we have mole traps now. Those were recently put. Mighty men have been to our house many times.
Wow. This is like an episode of National Geographic.
It is. Yeah, but that was only on the lawn. We would, moles can roam freely in the vineyard.
Thank you for clarifying.
It's our policy.
Roam about. Oh my God. So what are we drinking tonight?
Yeah.
Let's hear about it.
Okay.
Tell us about the first bottle.
Yeah, so our vineyard is split into 4 irrigation blocks. And one of them goes to Arkenstone. I didn't bring that wine, I'm sorry, but it is amazing. I just drank way too much of it yesterday. Sam Kaplan is a winemaker there. He does such an unbelievable job. But the other 3 go to Thomas Rivers Brown. And one of the wineries he sells to is Mending Wall. So I brought the 2021 Godward Vineyard from Mending Wall. And then we actually have a friend actually of my brother's, Chenoa, who has a brand called Ashanta, and they actually did second pick on our vineyard, and they made a natural wine. So we have a 2021 of the natural wine, and we have the Mending Wall 2021.
Very cool.
That may be really the most interesting side-by-side of a Rutherford vineyard that I think I've seen, because you've got both complete ends of the spectrum, right? And that's really cool.
I know, I'm really excited. I actually haven't tried the Ashanta wine, but they're such a cool duo. It's Chenoa and her partner Will, and they came up and did the second pick, and they've done such a beautiful job with their wine, so I'm so excited to try it.
Nice.
Yeah, and I got really into natural wines living in Europe because that was like the thing. I feel like I am more traditional. I drink more traditional in Napa, but yeah, I think it'll be cool to try them side by side.
Well, because I think natural wine sometimes gets maybe a bad rap.
Maybe around here it gets a bad rap.
But what's the vibe for natural wine in the real world?
The real world, outside the zone.
Yes.
Yeah, so I lived in Germany for 10 years, and natural wine became like very trendy. So this was like, in Europe, it's like the young, cool, hip thing of like, oh, now we make our wines so natural. Which I really do like. I mean, there's some cool, like, funky wines for sure. And there's definitely a good natural wine scene in New York as well. But honestly, like, whenever I come here, I just think this is the best wine in the world.
Yeah.
So, love yours.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Well, let's get into it. I'm really interested. All right. Yes, here, let me.
I'm going to give us a Rutherford log while we're taking our first sip.
Thank you.
I believe you were there.
Probably.
Officers assisted with traffic control during a structure fire on Manley Lane in Rutherford.
Oh, I know about that.
Let's hear it.
Oh, okay. Here's the inside scoop.
Let's hear it.
That's gonna go out.
Okay, I don't actually have that much of an inside scoop. But our place is
was
on Manley Lane,
Yeah.
and that was the house on the corner of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget who owns it, but basically, like, I drove down and the house was there, and then I drove back and the house was gone. Like, it happened so fast.
That night, yeah.
I didn't even notice. And then my mom the next day was like, the house is gone.
It was like Thanksgiving weekend, I think, right?
I think
Sometime
so.
there,
Yeah, but literally, like, we went up the lane, or we went down the lane and it was there. We came up the lane and it was gone. Yeah.
Wow.
I know, really sad.
It's gone very quick. Yeah,
really
I missed
sad.
it. I was not there for that. But I heard all about it.
I know.
Pretty wild.
It's really sad. I don't know what they're doing with the land now. I think they're going to replant it, but
I think they have there's like a micro winery permit that was approved, so I think they're going to put some sort of
somebody's
winery.
got
Yeah. So we'll see how that
the
goes.
insides.
That's the inside.
Yeah, see, I told you, lower your expectations for this episode because my knowledge of the Manley Lane goings on is limited.
But you're here.
Well, you guys have like one of the best spots on Manley Lane. So to paint the picture for our listeners, very end of Manley Lane, like up in the foothills, alluvial soil, beautiful spot, and it's kind of just high enough you have a great view over like everything.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
I know, it's really cool. When I
elevation.
was a kid, actually, there wasn't a house next door, like below us. And they used to fly hot air balloons out of that field. It was just an empty field. So when we'd wake up early in the morning, you'd see all these hot air balloons rising. And my grandfather, who built the house and purchased the property, he was always up super early. So if you got up with him, you got to see the hot air balloons.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I actually wish that the hot air balloons were still around. They used to land, like in our place, they would land in the vineyard. And
Wait,
so
when
it was
you
fun.
still around?
I mean, they don't come
They're
north
not
of
in the
Yountville.
area. Yeah. Nothing
On purpose.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know, it's too bad.
I guess all the northerners just like the hot air balloons. I don't know.
It's just not a northern thing anymore.
No.
we sent them all down to Yountville.
All right,
Yeah.
let's get into this. Here we
Okay,
go.
is this the Ashanta?
Yes, Ashanta is on the
Ooh.
The right?
on your left,
Wow.
and the Mending Wall on your right.
Amazing. Technically, they're both on my right, but I know what you mean.
Wow. Yeah, talk about two ends of the spectrum, but you can still
Wow.
taste a nice kind of thread between the two.
That's so interesting. That does not taste like... If I didn't know that was a natural wine, I would have no
I
idea.
don't think so. It's very high, this nice poppy red, kind
Yeah.
of
like really...
high acidity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what you said.
But actually, it's really nice.
It's so nice.
beautiful,
It's
yeah.
super drinkable. Imagine this with like a nice dinner. Like,
Yeah.
you could put that bottle away pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
Careful
All right.
there. Careful there.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be
We
careful.
don't want a repeat of Arkenstone.
Okay, guys. You know what? Make that a shout out to the Arkenstone team because
Yeah.
their wines are that good. I had zero self-control. Thank God my mom drove me home.
This is my favorite part of this
I
Valentine's
had to take a nap.
So you did. How long did you taste at Arkenstone, and what did you get to go through at Arkenstone?
Oh, this was so cool. So if anyone hasn't been to the space up there, you've got to go because it's so gorgeous. They just did such a beautiful job with the property. So we tasted, the first thing we tasted was a Sauvignon Blanc that they had actually aged. I didn't know you could age a Sauvignon Blanc. Yeah, but...
For how long? Do you remember what year it was?
Too many technical questions, Chris. Keep it simple. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but it was good.
They know.
Contact Arkenstone for your questions.
Contact Arkenstone
It'll be in the
for follow-up questions.
It'll
We'll
be
put
in
it in
the
the
show
show notes. But yeah, so they took us, like we walked through the crush pad, and I mean, they just, not that I know that much about like wine technology, but they just have such like a beautiful setup there. It's like so clean, so organized, like it seems very high tech to me.
Yeah.
So then we went into the tasting room and we tried was it 2018 or 2019? No, we tried the 2020. We tried the 2018. That was with you.
Yeah.
So we tried the 2020 Godward Vineyard and the 2021. And then I hadn't tried the 2021 yet, which actually got a 99, which was really exciting. Yeah.
That's exceptional.
So, you know, I
Jeez.
drained that glass.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then we tried their Syrah, which was really good. It's so cool that they have Syrah up there. And then we had their Estate Red, which is just like perfection to me.
Nice.
And the last one was their Estate Blanc.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
I remembered all of them, so go me.
Impressive. All right.
Yeah.
It was,
Thank God there are only two colors, reds and whites.
There's pink.
You're right, there's pink. We can get into your pink wine.
Oh, we can. On the DL.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Soft, hard launch.
Soft
Soft, hard launch.
Soft launch went to hard real quick.
Ooh, okay, I just tried the Mending Wall wine.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I hadn't tried this one yet.
Yeah, to me that's also very nice, but very more polished and rounded. Mm-hmm. You get the oak in there, which I think the oak probably profile in the Ashanta is probably more a couple older oak barrels, like used oak barrels, and you can smell more of like the new oak in the Mending Wall.
Interesting.
Um,
I'm like, I didn't get that.
there we go.
Not all of us have as refined of a palate,
my
but
palate's awful, but they're really, really unique. And
they're really
interesting.
nice. Yeah, I'm really surprised. I feel like the Ashanta wine is a lot like softer, even like a little richer than I expected.
Yeah.
It doesn't have like that natural wine like tanginess that I usually expect.
It's definitely not like I was expecting, like you said, sharp or angular, but
yeah. No,
it's definitely more. I get those like higher notes, which I would call it, but not at all like angular. So it's nice.
No, they're both.
And they both have your name on it, which is cool.
I know.
Well, actually, let's talk about that. So your name is Trainor, but your grandpa's name was Godward. So how did you guys work? I mean, into deciding to like make that the name, do the single vineyard, and you guys went from selling all those grapes to, I think it was BV before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to now have like all of these different single vineyard designates from different well-known producers.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you asked this question.
That was a lot of questions. I'm sorry.
No, but it was my favorite one of the name because this was definitely like an internal family strife where like we were like, what do we call this property? I threw out a lot of suggestions, all of which were rejected.
You can just take like an adjective and an animal.
I was just, I was getting creative with it. I didn't take an animal, but that would have
dancing bear
mole
or
lane,
screaming.
Yeah.
Screaming mole.
Screaming mole. Flying eagle. Yeah. Yeah, cute mouse. Nobody.
We could take one from the police log and say, a sad puppy.
Yeah, I have one in here which was like a lone cat. There was a lot of good options, but yeah, no. So I mean, Godward is my grandfather's name, and my mom's an only child. So I think it's really beautiful that we kept the name, and it's he purchased the property, he built the house, and so I think it's really beautiful that it's his name. And he passed away a few years ago, and he was honestly just the most amazing person, like so diligent and hardworking. Like he was a lawyer in San Francisco, but every weekend you'd find him like working on the flowers in the garden, and he just really had a love of the land and loved nature, loved being outdoors. And so I think the property for our family is just like such a special place. And my mom really grew up there too. I mean, she grew up in San Francisco, but she's been going there, since 1969 pretty much. Yeah. So I don't want to date her. She's a young woman. Sorry, 2000 and yeah. But no, my mom is such an amazing steward for the property because, we had this long contract with BV, and when my grandfather passed away, really the property really became my mom's responsibility. And when that contract ended, it was like, oh my God, we have to figure out, what do we do with all these grapes, And my mom is incredibly smart and incredibly diligent. So when she does something, she goes all in. And, she really figured out how to build relationships with the winemakers that we work with now. And we've had a few changes, but right now I think it's a great mix. And it's so cool to get to also see what the different winemakers do with the property. And you can really taste, differences in the wine. And I think it's been cool for our family because we've gotten to really see like the artistry in that process. So that's been really special.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I know you know the place really well.
Spent a couple hours on tractors up there. But yeah, it's just such a cool
tractor?
Spot. The same, yeah.
Oh, the tractor you mean?
That Margaret rode on?
I have a picture. I had a bowl haircut sitting in the tractor.
That needs to be a picture.
Trying to turn it on. Yeah, well,
definitely the
show notes. You're welcome.
That's funny. Well, your grandpa had a great, amazing history. And he was in World War II. He was in the Navy.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
I know Hillary doesn't like Veterans Day, but
Hillary knew she was going to get canceled for this.
I really appreciate Veterans Day. I am so thankful for our veterans. She
just wants some consistency.
I just like when holidays are the same day of the week every year, like Thanksgiving. I know it's a Thursday. I can plan my life around that Thursday.
Hillary just wants to have a party.
Halloween and Veterans Day, they mix it up on me,
Yeah, she's a planner.
Hillary's
trying to see how many days she can be out of the country for, and when you mix it up, you make it harder for her to optimize.
Thank you for understanding. So I appreciate Veterans Day. Please don't cancel me. I love our veterans. I really do.
On that note, we have yet to have a single complaint.
Well, we're about to now.
On this podcast.
Yeah.
I want one so badly. I want to put on a shirt.
You can get one. Ask me technical questions about wine. The complaints will start pouring in.
Let's continue about the Navy time. Yeah.
Tell me about the Navy. Well, I wasn't there, so I can't tell you that much about the Navy. But no, my grandfather was born in North Dakota, actually, in a small town called Kenmare. And my sister and I, actually all three of my siblings and I all went to college in Ohio. And the year after my sister and I graduated, she and I road tripped home from Ohio and we went to Kenmare.
Did you find like a dive bar in Kenmare and just like think about old times? What it was like for your dad or
we
grandma?
took a Zumba class, but yeah, Zumba was all the rage then. But no, we had the funniest road trip, but it was really interesting just to see it. Like it's totally different landscape. Like it's really, the Great Plains. It's like you see grass and sky, and that's really it. And so his family, they moved to California, and then he actually went to Cal and decided to go to law school, and then enlisted in the Navy when World War II broke out, and then came back and returned to the law practice after. Cool. So yeah,
it's very cool.
And he was very tied in San Francisco and up here. And he was the opera, San Francisco Opera.
Yeah, he was president of the San Francisco Opera. Yeah.
That's like, he was a socialite.
Oh yeah. Well, he
but in a very
he loved opera. He really loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a joke, I forget who this joke was with, but someone once said that the only lie he ever told was like how much work the opera actually was. So yeah, he was, managing partner of his law firm. So Cooley is the firm, but it used to be Cooley Godward, so he's a named partner there. Mm-hmm. And then he also was president of the opera. But I think it was he was such an amazing person. Like, I truly can't say enough wonderful things about him. This is more of a personal story, but when we were little kids, like on his lunch break, he would go and buy my sister and I matching dresses for the holidays, and it was just like, he was so thoughtful and so considerate. And I think his career was incredibly interesting because he was this prolific lawyer, but he also had creative passion. He loved the natural world. He loved to hike. And it was really important for him to also show our family nature, spend time in nature. So when we were kids in the summers, he would take us to Jackson Hole in Wyoming, and we would spend 2 weeks there. And for us, we just like ran wild there, So he really had a love for the natural world, and Napa was like his happy place. He loved it up here so much. Yep.
No, my dad was we were all huge fans of him. And
well, he and your dad really vibed. Yeah. They really understood each other.
They really did. Yeah. They're both very similar in their demeanor of being quiet and only using their words very
quiet,
sparingly
efficient.
And carefully.
Yeah, like every word really counts.
It does.
Yeah. But the thing is, your dad did such an amazing job managing the property. Like, we were so hands off, and then all of a sudden we were like, oh my god, like, we need to learn this. But yeah, my mom is just like
jumped right into it.
Well, my mom is just incredibly she's incredibly diligent, and when she is learning something, she just goes all in. And she's also a real relationship person, so she's she's amazing. I'm so blessed.
Very cool. No, great folks.
Yeah, she should be here. I tried to get her to be here, but she wrote me some notes instead.
Well, speaking of relationships.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Hillary.
At 4:53 on a Tuesday morning.
Oh, God.
Report of an unwelcomed ex-boyfriend refusing to leave an Oak Avenue home.
Oh, dear.
Uh-oh. Was that yours?
I don't live on Oak.
Okay.
No one's showing up at my door that early. They know I'll sleep through it.
I have a very apropos one for our previous conversation.
Great vocab word.
Friday, November 10th, 11:51. A local real estate office received a suspicious note and a dead rat in the mail.
Oh my god.
Could you actually imagine, though, if you opened your mail and there was a rat?
I think that speaks to a much more dark...
there was a spider in my mailbox the other day, but I think that was like nature.
Like someone sending a message.
That was a message. That was a message.
And it's a real estate office?
Yeah, for sure.
Somebody's not happy.
No.
Someone
got burned.
Sleep with one eye open. Ooh, I see what you did there.
Do you think it's because of the interest rates?
Yeah. That's quite a statement. Well, meanwhile, on November 7th in 2019, an impatient and angry man threw his beer at a bartender and then walked out the front door. But the bartender was not injured, so...
I wonder where that could have been.
A local establishment.
A local establishment.
How often do you think the bar itself actually calls the police, or is it more the people watching? Or
Good question.
From reading these blotters, I'm saying it's the people watching. I have many listings here of people observing something and definitely calling it in.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think anyone at Anna's gives two rats about.
I feel like we should
calling
be
the
using
police
rats
department.
in a nicer way.
I have a personal
I
vendetta
rat you.
against rats right now.
Yeah.
I've taken it personally that they tried to come in my backyard.
I understand.
I have a group text every morning that I send the amount of kills I get in a night for my traps.
That
Very nice.
scares me.
Well, I'm not emptying them. That's why I send the text to say, hi, who's available?
Oh, I just think rats are friends. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Maybe
This is fun. The same day, Friday, November 10th. So there's a lot of animosity on that day. 4 o'clock.
Mercury in retrograde.
It's definitely Mercury. Yeah, Gatorade is in Mercury. There is a caller report that 8 kids were picking on him and harassing him near May and Mitchell.
Oh, bless him.
I envision this like 30-year-old man calling and saying 8-year-old kids are picking
Well,
on
A
him.
the corner of
32-year-old
Maine and
woman will
Mitchell.
back him up. Let's go.
That's like think of Wells Fargo.
You're right.
Oh, he was just probably trying to go get a snack at Sunshine.
I don't know.
Oh, that
That's a
is
good question.
that one upset me.
As
Well,
always.
here, let me lighten the mood. One of the toilets at Lyman Park was clogged and almost overflowing. Public Works was notified.
Thank goodness.
Poor Public Works, man. They got every rat to
That
pick
is
up,
a tough
or
job.
every animal that's
Yeah.
lost, or
They do a lot of things.
I hope they
every
get.
bit of glass that's spilled on Main Street. They have to pick it up.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a big job.
I want to hear about your company.
Oh, okay.
Can we dive into that a little bit?
Absolutely.
So tell us about it.
Okay, so
That wasn't a specific question. It was more of
Tell
like
us.
Can I get a Spark Notes version
Yes.
all about it?
I will give you a SparkNotes version. Okay, so I started a company called Atmo Home in Germany.
It's got a great ring to it also. Atmo Home makes me like, it's
Thank
easy to say, it rolls off the tongue, it's fun.
I'm so glad you like it
Yeah.
because naming is hard. And
Yeah.
as you heard from my vineyard suggestions, took a couple pages to get there with Atmo. But Atmo, I really, well, what we do is we create modern home essentials to care for your space and self. So we use clean formulas, sustainable packaging, and this is my Roman Empire. Like, the home truly is the foundation of your well-being. It's the water you're drinking, the air you're breathing, the products you're using, and we're building a line of customizable home care products. So we launched our refillable scented candles in the US. They're non-toxic. They're amazing. You guys would all love them. And I think I should make a Cabernet Sauvignon one, just throwing that out there.
Ooh.
If enough people write in and demand it, I'll do it.
I'll open up
Amen.
the DMs and
There
the
we
comments.
go. There
Not
we
that they
go.
were ever closed, but
But they'll be open now. But yeah, so that's, I'd say that's my day job, but it's more my 24 hours a day
Yeah.
job. So yeah, I started the business in Germany. We're winding down the company there. We're just going to be a US business now. And we still do all of our research and development in Germany, though, which is really cool. So
Nice.
we're partnered with a Green Chemistry Institute there, and German chemistry is pretty fabulous. So
Yeah. I was going to say, did you pick Germany because of all of the options and science, or did
No.
you just live there?
no, I just lived there. Yeah, no, I moved there
and
right
it
after
worked
college.
out well, though.
Yeah, I mean, I am really grateful for the experience that I had. You know, when I graduated from school, I really wanted to live and work in Europe, and I did that. I think, like anything, you know, there's highs and lows and pros and cons. I would not recommend to anyone to start a business in Germany as an American. So it's not easy, you know. And I think Europe as well is, it's amazing because there's a lot of culture, there's a lot of history, there's a lot of art. I mean, Germany has incredible science, and so I feel really lucky that we found our team there. But I have also been just so excited to bring it to the US and to see the response we've gotten here. And you guys are so much more enthusiastic. In Germany, they'll be like, yeah, das ist gut. And you're like, oh my God, they love it. Here, they're like, oh my God, I love it. And you're like, thank you. So yeah, it's been good. It's been really
Nice.
good.
That's
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah.
Do you think, how will your business model change with the move in location?
So, I mean, it's already changed a lot. You know, when I first started the business, we produced a line of refillable cleaning products. So we made these little tablets that were like concentrated cleaners. And we have bottles out of recycled aluminum. And so you could fill the bottle with water at home, drop a tablet in, and get a full-size product.
So
and
awesome.
so, yeah, and whenever you ran out, you just got another tablet.
Yeah.
And I was like, when I started it, I wanted every material to be zero waste. Like, I really was ambitious with it, and I had to kind of, like any small business at the beginning, you have to adjust a little bit, like what you can afford. But, we tried to use as many repurposed materials, and so our little tablet sachets were home compostable, and so it really was like a zero waste product. And I genuinely believe that everybody can be a zero waste person. They just need... The thing is, like, you can't give people bad products and expect them to use them just because they're sustainable. They need to work better than what they're already using. So
well said.
Yeah,
totally.
yeah,
And it makes total sense. It's just, But what a great, I think that space is so ripe for, such great growth because everyone wants to do that. But you're right. They just want a product to work well.
Totally.
And they'll be willing to do it. And to get something in the mail that weighs...
It's teeny tiny.
5 ounces versus a jug of Windex.
Well, so most of your home care products are 90% water. Laundry detergent, surface cleaners, all of these are very little concentrated bits of product, and then it's a ton of water, and you just don't need to be shipping that around. And I think for me, what I also wanted was, there's been a lot of advancement in skincare, hair care, nutrition, but that hasn't really been applied to the home. And so my big realization was wait a minute, not everybody's home is the same. You have different, elements in your water. You have different air quality. You have different surface materials. You might be prone to allergies or migraines. I was talking to an influencer last week who's healing from lung cancer, and she would love to bring a fragrance product into her home, but there's no place for her to really figure out what's right for her. And we work with a toxicologist, so I had him review her case. But then it's there's kind of this missing bridge between what a practitioner, I'm sure you can speak to that, there's things a practitioner can tell you for your health, but then there's also kind of a missing gap where you do need some additional information from somebody.
Just resources.
Yeah, totally. And so my vision for the brand is to really become that resource and help us map what's happening within the home and match you with products that actually fit your needs and also fit your aesthetic. So you can choose design, you can choose fragrance. If you have pets, there's certain ingredients you shouldn't have around pets or things like that. So yeah.
Very cool.
And you make cute bags.
And I make really cute, tiny tote bags, which hilariously have gotten more of a response than anything else I've ever done. So I may pivot to a tiny tote business. Yeah, we are going to start giving them away for free. So if you want a tiny tote, go to atmohome.com. As soon as I've had a chance to update the pop-up, you'll get it for free.
Good deal. I like it.
Yeah.
And they're cute.
They're really cute.
Put my pencils in that little bag and go to work.
I really hope you maybe attach a longer strap to it and just wear it on the tractor with your little tools.
Oh, like a Merce.
Trailer,
I love it.
Yeah. Little mini water.
If you want me to custom a Merce for you, I'd do it in a second.
Maybe we just get a little safety pin and just hook the little bag to the safety pin to
Even
the front
better.
of your coveralls.
My dad will think that's great.
We can get him one too.
As long as he's not having to wear it.
He gets to wear it.
Nice. Oh, so Margaret, are you taking all these data points that you're learning about what works for people in their homes and combining them so you can forecast what more other people want or what will work?
I mean, that's the goal.
Yeah.
So we actually, when we first launched in Germany, we kind of had our first version of this. So it was a personalized refill calculator where you could go in and say I live in a house or I live in an apartment and I live with, there's 3 people in my household and I have a dog and I'm a total clean freak and I have 5 bathrooms. It's an interesting house, but whatever. It's aspirational. That's my house. I'd love to have 5 bathrooms. Yeah, it's an apartment, but there's 5 bathrooms. New York would do that. They'd subdivide everything into a closet and be like, this is a, multi-family living space. Anyways, so yeah, our first version of that, it would tell you exactly how much product you needed for your space. And then it would put you on a refill plan. And then you'd also get to see the sustainability impact. So how much water you saved, and how much carbon and everything like that. So you got a little dashboard. So now what we're building is the next iteration of that. So stay tuned. It's going to be awesome.
And part of that is gaining investors and people to come in and
you just
partner.
had to bring up the fact that I'm Listen, if you want to get in on the next big thing, this is a shameless pitch. I am fundraising right now. I think it's the best opportunity ever. No, but in all seriousness, yeah, I'm raising around now. I'm doing a pre-seed. I did a pre-seed in Germany, but it's funny moving it over. You're really starting from scratch again. But we've actually gotten a couple of orders. Thankfully, they're not due until September. But like on paper, we're sold out right now. So it's like stressful, but good stress. So yeah, I'm raising around and really excited because we have sort of this fully built out suite of products that we developed in Germany. And so the goal is to really just bring the rest of that over here. And we are working on a really cool surprise seasonal launch that Hillary has been brainstorming with me about. So
it's pretty epic.
It's pretty epic.
I'm very excited.
Maybe I'll name it the Hillary.
It has to do with a holiday.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
I'm telling you which one, though.
Yeah. It's not Veterans Day. I'm sorry.
We know which it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I realized to my point, you guys? Christmas is my favorite holiday. Christmas is different every year, too.
Oh.
What do you mean? It always hits on the 20th. Well, you mean the day of the week. The day of the week. So the only holiday you like is Thanksgiving because it's still consistent.
Well, Labor Day, Memorial Day, those are predictable.
I don't know when those are. I'm dead serious. Like in Germany, I was always confused.
Easter's always on a Sunday.
Oh yeah, Easter's big in Germany. But like I'm confused. Germany has a different Father's Day. So I was like, ooh, almost missed this one. But it's coming up, guys.
Don't forget.
I didn't. My gift's already all ready to go.
She wouldn't forget. That was really for us.
We always get 14 reminders on her phone. She doesn't even need that. She just wakes up every morning and knows exactly what's going on.
She's a planner.
It's amazing.
I make a to-do list every night before I fall asleep. That's how I know.
Really?
I really do.
Oh, I love that. I make to-do lists, but they're really aspirational because I rarely successfully finish them because I underestimate how hard the things I'm trying to do are.
They're goals, okay?
Yeah.
At least you're writing them down.
Yeah.
Don't statistics say if you write down a goal, it's more likely to happen? Or did someone just tell me that?
No, that's true. That's true.
See?
TikTok told me that.
There you go.
And we all know TikTok is the truth.
Obviously. Does anyone have any fun vlogs?
Oh,
I have so many. Chris, I feel like it's
some
you.
good ones. I have poor ones.
Poor ones.
I had jackhammering at noon. It was in violation to a noise ordinance.
Okay.
To be honest, I would have called that in 100%.
In the middle of the day?
No
Yeah, I would have been like, excuse me. No, I wouldn't have called it in.
Maybe you would have.
Yeah. Report of a loud party going on for most of the night on Cronulla Drive with loud people using profanity. So,
Oh, Hillary.
Chris was there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, someone in my family lives right off of Cronulla Drive.
Richard.
Chardsicle.
Chard.
Perhaps.
This is a big one. Police received a complaint about someone using a gas-powered leaf blower on Spring Street.
Oh, the leaf blowers.
But it turned out to be a chainsaw, not a leaf blower.
Thank God.
Yeah.
The leaf blowers are the most contentious issue in St. Helena.
Are they really?
Oh, 100%.
I thought, didn't someone drop an ice cream cone once? I thought that was a
pretty big deal. Yeah, that's a good point.
Honestly, for me, I'd cry. I'd call the police too.
I mean, if it's ice cream cone from the new place, Roman
The
Holiday.
gelato place? Oh,
I would be
my God,
sad.
what?
We need to give them a shout out because
It's good.
Oh my
the
God.
amount of times I've been there now in like a 2-month period.
Where is it? Is it
They
on
have
Main
punch
Street?
cards.
Literally next to Hillary's house.
Stop. Can we go? Are they still open?
They close at 7:30, but they're open till 9 o'clock on Fridays and Saturdays. So.
Oh my God.
Super impressed, though.
Roman Holiday is one of my favorite movies.
So yeah, they are not a sponsor. They could be, but
But we're giving you this first shout out for
so
free.
they change their flavors. What do you think? Like every few days?
Only been there once, but I was very impressed.
Okay, so I've been there multiple times.
So Hillary, how often?
So they have punch cards, which is a favorite thing of me, and they change their flavors all the time. I think based probably on ingredients they can get, things like that. Like once I went in there and had a strawberry stracciatella gelato, and like all the fresh strawberries were sitting there on the counter that they used that looked like maybe from the trail or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's delicious.
The owner, I guess, is like a really well-known, like classically trained
Gelata fist.
Whatever she's doing it right.
And she's crushing it.
Wow.
And they make ice cream sandwiches. You can get pints to go. They also have coffee and pizza in there, which someone told me the coffee was phenomenal.
I bet it's really good.
I don't drink coffee, but I feel like it would be
You don't
good.
drink coffee?
No, I'm a psychopath.
Where this energy just comes naturally?
I don't drink coffee. I have a cup of Earl Grey tea every morning with a little teaspoon of honey.
Cute. That's very cute.
I have a tea kettle in all my different offices.
Also, I wanted to say this, but is crushing it? Is that like a wine country? Like
that
inside joke?
Could be.
I think it was just a circa 2000s hip term that he's clinging on to.
Key millennial
Basically,
phrase.
yeah.
Like Blue Crush.
Okay, great movie.
I'm dating myself.
I watch it every flight to Hawaii.
Do you really?
Yeah, it gets me in the mood.
That was actually a great movie. Not at all accurate whatsoever about Hawaii, but like kind of fun.
The movie was not about Hawaii. It was about a young woman's struggle to overcome her fear. You know what? My soccer team when I was younger was called Purple Crush because our color was purple and we were all obsessed with Blue Crush. Yeah, we were very successful as a team. I think it's hard to remember.
Did you guys get to have fun colored shoelaces?
No, we had regulation.
I think that's one of like the only reasons I played softball as long as I did is because like they would give me pink shoelaces.
Yeah, I mean I'm a tennis player.
Like, as long as I think I was like 7, so.
I respect that. That's a long career. 7
I'm
years.
also
It's a 7-year career.
I'm also a rising tennis player. We have played together. You've seen my skills.
Pickleball.
No,
Also,
not pickleball. Tennis.
I've never played pickleball.
Really?
No, I've never played.
You guys
like
have a
tennis
tennis
better.
court. You have to be good at tennis.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad because John wanted to play today and I was busy.
You had to prepare for this podcast.
I was so busy preparing for this podcast. I was reviewing my 6 bullet points, trying to learn them by heart. But no, I love tennis. It's such an amazing sport, and you can accessorize and play.
I think we also need to talk about your archery career, which I just learned about last week. If you're willing to share with the crowds and the masses.
I wouldn't call it a career.
I would.
Would I call it a talent? Maybe. Okay, so here's the story. It was my senior year of college, and I realized that the last semester, some grades that just really don't matter. So I decided to take archery as a class. And I feel like, so I would show up to the archery course, which was by the softball field. And I would wear like, I wore these like gold gladiator sandals. I'm dating myself too. It wasn't like to be ironic. I just like would show up in like a dress and sandals. And so, yeah, I, was not appropriately dressed. I'll say that.
You hadn't got your sponsors yet.
I hadn't gotten sponsors yet. So basically with archery, I was either incredibly accurate or like incredibly dangerous. Like I definitely shot the softball field several times. I'm left-handed, so I'm just gonna blame it on that. And anyway, so it was like one of our like almost last classes, and I don't know if it was a professor or a coach. I'm not sure who was teaching that, to be honest, or what his credentials were, but he hung like grapes above the target.
Wow.
And it was like we were trying to, practice on targets. And he was like, if anyone hits the grapes, automatic pass and you can go. So like I get up to shoot my shot, literally. I'm in my gold sandals, I'm in a dress. First shot, like
very Katniss vibes right now. I'm seeing.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
So the loose warrior braid, and you're ready to go.
I think I had brought like a latte that I left in the grass behind me. Yeah, I showed up to this like with absolutely zero like. I just didn't care at that point. Anyway, so I shot like my first shot is like straight into the softball field. Like watch out. And the next shot, like I hit the grape. And I freeze. And the girl behind me is like, you gotta be kidding me. Her, So I freeze and I like look at this grape and I'm like, holy shit, like am I allowed to swear? I'm sorry. Yeah, anyways, I'm like, I hit the grape. And so I'm like, sir? I'm like,
I have won.
I win. And
where's my stuffed animal?
No, I literally was like, I hit the grape. And he's like, what? And he looks at it, he's like, oh my God, you did. And I was like, can I go? I was like, I'll never top this. Like, can I go? And he was like, yeah. And so I dropped my bow, left my arrow,
And you haven't picked it up, and that was
I
it?
haven't touched it since. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
How do you think that parlayed into your future as an at-home cleaning mangan? How do you say
CEO?
CEO or a mogul, cleaning
A mogul.
cleaning mogul?
I haven't read like Sun Tzu, The Art of War, but I feel like I lived it with archery, and so I feel like I'm ready for anything.
Know yourself more than your enemy. And you figure
Totally,
it out.
and I got a willingness to just pick up the bow and shoot my shot and see what happens.
I love it.
Yeah, I don't think it prepared me for anything, but one thing I will say that served me well in archery and serves me well with my startup is I'm just somebody who learns by doing. And
Boom.
and I always figure it out. I
like it. You don't take no for an answer.
I don't. I'm a middle child. I can't. It's just not acceptable for me. I cry a lot during the process, but I don't give up.
We went over this. We're Cancers.
We're Cancers. We are deep feeling people, The feelings, the emotions are in the wines too, Feel the passion. Yeah.
Wow. I like it. They say a good wine conveys a story, but a great wine conveys an emotion. So there you go.
Oh, wow.
There you go. I think we just came up with the tagline.
I just made that up.
For God.
Did you really?
No, I think I've heard that somewhere.
Thank God we got it on, not tape, but mic.
So if you had one more fun bullet point from the vineyard and your business, like what were those? I don't know.
Okay.
What would they be?
Oh God.
I mean, you have 6. We've only gone through like.
Oh, you're right. Okay,
One or
wait,
two.
hold on. Let me
I
look at
don't
my
know.
notes.
I'm curious.
None of these are relevant for like an exciting. Yeah.
So maybe just with the business.
Okay, well, I do have an exciting vineyard thing. We're really excited to see how 2023 comes out. Usually our vineyard, like the average yield is 27 tons, but 2023 we got 32 tons.
Big time.
So, and it was an amazing year.
Yep.
So I think
Mama's going to get some new jeans.
she's not really into jeans, but theoretically, yes. But I think stay tuned for iterations of Godward Vineyard. I think they're going to be amazing.
Exciting.
For me, for my business, free tiny totes launching soon. There's a lot of cool launches coming up. We've got a couple seasonal launches. So if you need any holiday gifts, I got you. If you have a local St. Helena business and you want to stock my products, I would actually love to talk to you.
You go see like the Carter and Company.
Oh my
That'd
God,
be a great
I
spot
am
to be.
obsessed with that store.
It's a cool store.
That store is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, shout out to every single store on Main Street. I walk in all of you all the time and I'm obsessed. Greatest stores ever. Unreal.
Yeah.
But yeah, are those two highlights?
That was beautiful. But well done.
That was perfect. I love it.
The philosophy though in the bow and the arrow with business, I think is
It's perfect.
pretty
Oh my God.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Where can we find you if we want to find Godward Wines and Atmo at home?
Atmo at home.
Is that
That's not the name, but
But solid try.
But it was a solid shot, yeah. Okay, so godwardvineyard.com. We are on the internet. We also have an Instagram. I've posted 4 photos, and if you guys follow me, I will step it up and post 5 or 6.
wow?
We should maybe both get an intern then.
Yes, we should. Yeah, but we have a website, and we do link the wineries that we sell to, which is great. And then for me, you should totally follow me on TikTok if you don't have that. Don't. But
I like every other millennial. I get my TikToks a week later on Instagram.
There you go. Yeah. Well, Atmo you can follow on Instagram. We're at Atmo Home.
See?
Instead of Atmo at Home. People, not to get confused. And then we're also atmohome.com.
See, there's a home in there. I'm dyslexic, so
No, you know why there's a home in there? Because atmohome.com was $12 a year. So it fell right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Awesome. Well, a very exciting opportunity. People in like 10 years are going to look back at this podcast like, this is where Atmo started. And it's caused this huge revolution in cleaning. Honestly, I think it's a great...
Atmo did start several years ago. Don't worry, Chris. We'll credit you for any success.
Just like all my friendships.
Yeah, I think the real moral of the story here is anything good in our lives, it's all Chris.
He
It's all
says it has to always be about me.
I'm just so glad you guys finally understand. So
Yeah.
and on that, we thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We hope your continued success continues on
Thank
such
you.
a great trajectory that it already is on.
Thank you. Well, it's been a
Congratulations.
lifelong dream of mine. And by lifelong, I mean for like since I met Hillary to be on this podcast. So thank you so much. I hope I didn't shame the family and, try Godward Vineyard wines.
Perfect.
Right, cheers.
Thanks,
Cheers.
everybody. Thanks,
Yay.
Margaret. Okay, Hillary, has our attitude changed?
Well, we've both learned that apparently we need some therapy because our intro was a little down and
A
depressing.
little dark, but that's okay. We really cheered up after talking to Margaret and hearing about all of her really cool events and like businesses.
Being around Margaret just warms my heart.
Well, as does the wine and the sparkles that she brings to us.
I agree.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is our July episode, as you just listened. You can also follow us on Instagram at 911 Podcast. Spell out all the words, don't type in the number, we won't pop up.
Even if you write us, we probably won't write you back.
I do check the Instagram occasionally.
There's been no complaints yet, and I'm really fishing for a complaint. I know this podcast is the worst produced, but most authentic podcast, so I'm hoping to hear something about that soon.
And be sure to rate us 5 stars when you complain.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye!
Enjoy your evening and be safe.